Good morning. Good morning.
And good morning to you. It is Tuesday, February 26th, I think it is now. I just got to the rescue. The beautiful girl that I was just saying hi to is the one that I am working with here. Crazy enough, her name is Lily also, popular horse name. She's a beautiful Arabian. Today I'm going to be talking to you about and introducing the bridge. It's an extremely important and effective training tool. I'm also going to be, with the bridge, it'll blend a little bit into reinforcement, which works out well because that's the next topic of discussion anyhow. And also introducing Lily to a target pole. She has not seen this before. She's seen other tools and equipment and doesn't seem bothered by them, but this target pole is something new and different. And a target pole is also a useful tool. It kind of serves as an extension of your hand or your arm. Horses are large animals, so it lets you target or point to other parts on their body or reaches out to give them a goals in which to touch. I'm flying solo today. Faith is at home. She's usually here with me, but she has some NWEA testing today. So I'm going to attempt to take some footage. It's going to be hard to grasp a lot of it. I'm going to be inside. The wind chill's close to 0 right now. So I will be in Lily's stall with her. And I might do some voiceover after the fact. So we'll see how this video turns out. I just want to be able to really show the timing of when the bridge takes place. The bridge is what lets the animal know, yes, perfect, what you were doing right then. That is what the reinforcement's for. And so it bridges that gap between the behavior that you're hoping to increase the frequency of and the reinforcement, which would then increase their motivation to do it again. Being that I do have a relationship with Lily, I'm going to not only be using primary reinforcement, she is okay to have some small carrots, but also scratches and back rubs. She likes good scratches on her withers, and those are other type of reinforcers that we can use as well. It's not just goodies. So I'm going to be heading in after I bundle up, and we'll see what we can get done today. Yes, hold that thought. I had to wait for the kids to get in bed, things to calm down. I started putting the video together with the clips from today and realized I took my own notes. Just things I wanted to tell you to make sure some things got said. Things to keep in mind when watching the video. I'm going to read them to you. Lily's background, she has been started with some training. One of my good friends did some really good basics with her, moved on to some more challenging horses. And so Lily does have a little bit of background with it so far. When she's on a lead rope, she's very amped. Seems to want to move ahead of you, cut you off, just needs to calm down. So I'm actually purposely doing everything off the lead rope at this point so that she gets some confidence in learning what to do and not without feeling that restraint part of it. She does accept the halter, but it's also getting the halter sometimes when she gets medication for her heaves. And so I'm just trying to get it back to the basics and make it something that she doesn't avoid. Back to the basics again with everything. If you have the basics, then when things start to break down or get challenging or an out of the ordinary situation, you have something to back up on. You have some groundwork. What I'm looking for throughout the videos and what I want you to keep an eye out for is with the halter, what I'm looking for is a commitment to accept it, not lifting her head up, not lifting her head down. She doesn't necessarily have to target in a particular spot, but be in the correct position. Couple different ways I could reinforce it is negative reinforcement by removing the halter. You're actually increasing the frequency of her accepting it because she can then have it taken off. And then also while it's on, I'm heavily reinforcing it so she knows when it's on. It's a good thing. At the beginning, I do reinforce things at a pretty high ratio pretty frequently. But as time goes on, you can eventually back that off. There were times I did half an hour interactions with people with dolphins with not a single reinforcement other than the bridge and praise. So you get there. It does not need it all along. Manners, it was a little awkward in the stall, having her mind her manners. I did notice a couple times I was reinforcing her a little bit close. Ideally, it's always arm lengths away, and you want to reinforce for being outside of that box around you, unless you're specifically asking her to come in. The target pole, as far as I know, she hasn't been introduced to it, but she was pretty calm. So maybe somewhere in her past she has. That's one thing about rescues, is you don't know exactly what all of their history is. And so she was really pleasantly comfortable with that. When I got to lifting her feet, I'm using the Tactile SD, as I did in the other video with my Lily. And she has gotten her feet trimmed. I've noticed when I've had her foot up, she does kick and move a lot. If she does that, I let it go, wait, start again. I'm bridging her and letting her know the reinforcement is coming when I touch, and she lifts. I'll then be holding it, and I'll just extend that duration longer and longer, that she'll be holding her foot up and eventually lift it and put it into a stand. No, it's almost done. At one point, she went to go explore the phone. It was something new. I let her pick her battle. She was curious about it rather than trying to work with her and have her be distracted by the phone, or there was some water running and buckets rattling. There was a brand new fresh hay bag right outside her door and other horses being really active, and she was very committed. So I gave her that. I let her meander around and look at the phone a little bit and explore, and when she was comfortable, she came back. She chose not to go outside of the hay bag and whatnot throughout it, so that was wonderful. But almost done with the boring part. Backing up, putting that on a verbal SD. Again, off lead. I don't want to have to pull her or direct her. I bridge as soon as she commits to backing up. Eventually, she'll keep going. You can vary that duration, and she'll know that once I say back one time, she will continue to back up until she hears that bridge. And that's the same mindset I put with lunging, is once they're given the SD, they continue until they're bridged and stop, rather than having to continue to asking them to perform the behavior. Lily's really good at yielding to pressure, but rather than applying a lot of pressure and keeping a lot of pressure, like you'll notice I use it to direct her at one part of the video, I don't want to desensitize that, so I'm flipping it around and less pressure, and eventually it'll just be a tap, and that'll be the SD for her to then move her hindquarters around rather than needing that pressure there. That's it. Okay, back to the video.
Good girl. Good girl. How about this way? Bravo. Brav. Touch. Brav. Good girl. Ooh. Is that fun? What is that? Want to explore it? What is it? I can touch you too. Brav. Good girl. Brav. your way.
Bravo. Good girl. Oh. Bravo. Good girl. It's okay. Touch. Bravo. Good girl. Good. Let's move this way. Lily. Like that. Hey, that direction. Lily. Come on. Bravo. Good girl. Touch. Touch. Back. 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 Bravo. Good girl. Whee! Touch. Bravo. Touch. You getting bored with it? Want to practice some more of this? Here you go. Bravo. Good girl. Coming right to it. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Ready? Bravo. Culture. On this side. Oh, now you're trying to get it, aren't you? Move up. Bravo. Good girl.
You want me to help with that? You want to help me with that DJ? Well, I'm glad you did last.
Bravo.
The next 14 days, I'll get to see, you know.
There you go. You did it. Not scary. Bravo. Good girl. Good girl. Back. Back. Bravo. Lily, come. Bravo. Inside. Bravo. Good girl.